42 years and has sparred thousands of rounds. I've had 42 full contact fights, and I've fought in a variety of different things. I want to discuss something that I get a lot of on the channel, and that is when we teach a particular thing like David Dice and I, and then they hear some former world champion or somebody like that do it a different way, and then they comment on our channel, well, you should listen to so-and-so because he does it like this. It's not that that's wrong, but there's something going on here that everybody needs to understand. I'm going to give you an example unrelated from fighting that you'll probably be able to grasp a little easier. So one would argue that this will explain this. One would argue that either Michael Jordan or LeBron James are the best that's ever played basketball. I'm a Jordan guy. Obviously, I think it's Michael Jordan. Okay, so Michael Jordan, I feel like, is the best basketball player who's ever lived. Now, then why don't you just play like him? So just play like Mike. Well, that's ridiculous. It's impossible to play like Mike. Mike is 6'8". Mike beat everybody in the gym. He was the first one there, the last one to leave. A really good book is the book written by his trainer, Relentless, by Tim S. Grover. Great book. But Jordan was 6'8". Jordan is a genetic freak. Basketball players can't just play like Jordan. It's not that easy. He had to get all of his fundamentals down. He's 6'8". He's a workaholic. Like, fundamentals are mastered way early before he became the Michael Jordan you know. So let's skip to another example. Somebody who I really like, Boss Rutan. The dude is awesome. I love him. In the movies, his fighting, his attitude, the dude is awesome. But he's built like a tank. His neck is like twice the width of mine. He is an absolute monster, and he's built in such a way that he can get away with doing some of the stuff that he does. It's not that it's wrong, but when you're built a certain way and you have a certain amount of mass and size, you're going to be able to do things that other people can't do. So if we're teaching a bladed stance and we require torque, rotation, and weight shift, these are the physics of getting power in a punch. Well, Boss Rutan, who again, I think is awesome. I love that dude, but he can get away with standing more square. And he's going to say, yeah, I'm going to take your first punch so that I can catch you with this. Got it. I absolutely believe he can do that. I do. But I also believe that most people cannot. Most people can't take that shot. Most people aren't going to be able to take that abuse. And if you're learning for self-defense and you don't have the years to condition your body, you're not a genetic freak, you're not super big, how are you going to do that? Like, you're going to have to fall back on mechanics, leverage, and learn to do things in a way that's going to work for everyone. And then if you are somebody built like that, absolutely, you can start making tweaks to your style to make it work for your body type. But if you're an average guy and you're up against a freak athlete, I would just be I would think through what those training methods should be like. Like, remember what I said about Michael Jordan? He learned fundamentals first. I live in Wilmington, where he's from, and I've read the book and I've actually talked to his trainer. The dude he's cool too. But Jordan mastered the fundamentals. That's what he spent his time on. Then he became the Jordan that we know, that can fly, like incredible, like made moves that nobody's been able to do really since then. But genetically, you can't just play like Michael Jordan. So when somebody says, well, do it like Boss Rutan, it's the same thing. Boss Rutan is a GOAT. He's an awesome. But so is Michael Jordan. And there's hundreds of thousands of basketball players who wish they could play like Michael Jordan, but they can't because they're not Michael Jordan. If they start from the beginning, however, build their fundamentals and their basics, and then use what they know to enhance their genetics, then they can become the best version of themselves. So to answer the question of the title of the video, if I am a regular guy and I've got to go up against the freak athlete, the guy who's naturally, he's bigger, he's stronger, he's faster, what do I do? Well, you better rely on fundamentals and physics to make sure you can punch hard. You better train in such a way that you are enhancing your personal physical attributes, which are speed, strength, timing, rhythm, power, etc. Maximize that the best that you can for your body type. And guys, I'm seeing a couple comments. Great to have you watching this morning. I'm Alan Branch from Glove Up. My partner David Dice and I, he lives in Richmond. We created Glove Up and Fighters College to help. We've got 82 combined years of experience. We both trained with the legendary Joe Louis for 20, 25 years or so each. And basically what we do on our channel is teach smart fundamentals, basics of how to throw and do your punches and kicks and defense and drills to build skills. And that's kind of what we do. So again, the discussion today is when you're up against somebody who is genetically superior, you have to rely on God's laws, physics, mechanics, and technique. Like, you can't just randomly go do that. You can always just get off a shot, and be lucky, but I don't want to, if I have to fight somebody like that, I don't want to rely on luck. And I'm going to hope that my training reinforced proper skill, because that's the only chance you're going to have when you do run into somebody who is genetically superior. Hey, I see you, Verzi. What's up, man? If you got a question, go ahead and put it in there. Guys, would love to have it if you got a question. So that's what you have to think about. So when you say that, and I get a lot of people, like, for example, we're teaching the bladed stance and we're showing our defense against leg kicks. We just made a video on this. It's actually going to come out tomorrow. There's one today about to come out on torque power. It's got some great drills in it for you guys. And then another one's going to come out on footwork and the stance and how we block the kick. Well, I get a random comment. Somebody says, you're going to get your leg kicked out from under you. And I think about the response. I'm like, okay, so we just taught you in the video, we're going to use the same block you are, but we're not going to point our toe forward. We give 5 different reasons why we don't think that's the best stance. Our opinion, for the regular person, if you're some genetic outlier, okay, you do you. But mechanically, I can punch harder, react faster, move in quicker from a bladed stance, and I can still lift my knee to check the kick. So if somebody makes a blind statement like, you're going to get your leg kicked out from under you, then my response is kind of like, not being arrogant, I'm just trying to think this through. From who? From you? You're going to do it? So you're saying for a fact that you can deal with a blistering left jab, which is what I'm going to throw. You did watch the video, right? You understand we do know how to block a kick, or are you just behind your keyboard in your mom's basement? We don't know. We don't know. So all we can do is think logically through our training, our techniques, and what we can apply. All right, so here's a question. I'm going to do this. I'm learning, what's up? From Malaysia. What's up, man? How you doing? I'm learning peekaboo style. Cool. And I'm learning feints, and my favorite feints are eye feints because this style is so much movement, and I think the look up hook shot. Okay, so big fan of peekaboo. Depending on your body type, like I'd have to see you, but if it's working for you, cool. Tyson made it really popular, understanding lots of drilling to make that work. And when he ran into Holyfield, it didn't work as much because Holyfield understood it. So I would blend a little. If you like that style, get that style down for you, and then make the tweaks that you need to from that. I personally like a head feint because I think it draws a better reaction. So you snap a really good hard jab and then feint with the head, and it tends to make people react to that. That's my input. I like it though. Very good. Don Scott, what's up? Teach Wing Chun. Always practice speed and distance. Yeah, you got to, man. But you also got to practice being smothered and practice when you're not in a preferred position. Like, I'm not where I want to be. How do I do there? So make sure you're doing that too. Finn, what's up? The best method is what works. Yeah. So how do you do that then? You have to train yourself for all situations. And what always works, which is the best, is reaction time and speed. Joe Louis even told me that your ability to react is more important than all of these techniques. So whoever's fast, if you're fast, you have an advantage. And I train speed. Even at 59, I train speed a lot. And I want to be fast enough, if nothing else, to respond, to defend myself, get my hands up. Verzi, 5'6", fast. You know what? You kind of got to do what you do, man. Verzi, I would, are you, I don't remember if you're in our program or not. If you're in our Fighters College program or in the app, I want you to send me some footage of you doing that. And I'll give you a straight up, I'll give you my opinion and shoot a video on it for you too. If you're not in that, maybe explain or post me a link of you fighting so I can look at it. Any tips on self-defense against drug addicts? So, hey, Wilson, first of all, I'll answer the first one. Wilson, you're not welcome on the channel just because of comments like that. They're ridiculous. What are you, 12? Jovi, any tips on self-defense against drug addicts? So I guess what you mean is if they're hyped up on drugs, you got to be careful, man. Because if you choke somebody, you just got to be careful. I know what I would like to say, but I'd need more clarity on what you're trying to say there before I answer it. Okay, I don't think so. What's your app called? Here, just click the link down below and look at it and let me know what you think, man. And if nothing else, I'd still like to help you any way I can. Yeah, let me send you. Here, I'm just going to give you my number right now. So, or let's see if I can put it in the comments. My man doesn't like my hat. Man, these are breathable. Like, this style of hat is like super breathable. And the reason you wear camo is it matches everything. So I don't have to worry about it. And I don't care what anybody thinks about what my hat is. My number is 336-682-5541. You text it right now. I'll see it because I'm on my phone in the car. Bravely run away, Finn. Can't argue with that. Hey, Verzi, yeah, I'm glad to help you. So our whole thing is fundamentals. And David Dice, my buddy here on the channel that helps me, we created this together. And he is the master at breaking down your fundamentals. He's so good, man. So I learned a lot from him on that. And my specialty is putting the stuff into drill formats. So I like for all the people who train with us or who are watching the channel to understand that all of you learn a move like a punch or a slip, but then you have to drill it to make it work. You can't just learn it like you scroll through all these videos and you're like watching techniques, but you don't apply them. Like, when's the last time you actually stopped and then watched it and then got up and actually went and did it? Compared to the number of videos you watch, how many times you've ever done that? Because half the guys out there aren't teaching you anything. They're just demonstrating, putting cool little graphics. They don't even speak. So if I don't speak, how can I teach you? I need you to understand it. So in our videos, we purposely slow down and present in a way that you can learn it and then put it into a drill so that you can learn to use the skill. And that's sort of the format. That's what we like. Let's see. Yeah, please text me any questions you got. Verzi, I'm down. I got that. You need a room for this. I don't know what that means. Hey, jab, jab, cross. Danny, that's one of my favorites. We call it jab in. And when you get that footwork down to put the 1-1-2, great combo. Underdog, clarify what you're trying to say. Like make your point so I can respond to you, man. I don't understand. All right, so the whole purpose of this video was to help you understand that you can't expect to replicate people who are what are called outliers. They are genetic freaks. They have tools that most people do not have. And we used Bas Rutten. I love that guy. I used Michael Jordan as an example. If you can just fight like Bas Rutten, then basketball players should just be able to play like Michael Jordan. They can't. Why? They're not Michael Jordan. You're not Bas Rutten. He can do things that you can't do. He is built a certain way. He's got a mindset. His head looks like a brick. I mean, he can take a punch. I don't want to take that punishment, I don't think that a lot of men who are learning this, for the people who are smart and not just hiding behind their computer, that actually compete or they're wanting to learn for self-defense, understand that you can't always copy what your heroes are doing. Like, you've got to be smart with your training. So, Verzi, how do you feel about pullback counter? So, look, man, all this stuff is good, man. You got good, like, all these little moves that you learn, but if you do not drill them, then they're not going to be applicable to you. And Danny, anytime you make comments like we all need to train like so-and-so, then you're assuming that everybody that's watching has the same genetics, the same time, access to the same coaching. They have the same money, resources. They can afford to do everything that he does, which is just not realistic. It's not. You find your fundamentals first, develop your fundamentals, like master them as the best that you can, and then look at fighters and start to emulate what they do. Yeah, and that's a good point. Somebody's taller, they're shorter, they're more powerful. You can't make statements. You can make statements like that, but they don't make any. I don't mean this offensively to you, man. I appreciate your comment. But your people are not the same. So fundamentals are fundamentals. They're not optional. All of these guys that are our heroes, the ones that we like to watch, all of them started by learning fundamentals first. Leverage, position, stance. They've got some physical attributes, like they might hit a little harder, they might be faster. Their mindset's different through their coaching or their culture as they came up through the ranks. But they all develop fundamentals first. Then they can break into different styles, which makes it cool that you see all these different styles, but you can't just emulate that. It's just not how it works. All right. So blessed with Mad Acoustic, cool name. I was blessed with the ability to hit like an ox, natural. Yeah, hey, I'll take it. Great strategy, man. Take what you're good at, build everything else. Fundamentals? Yes, sir. Oh, Verzi, you're only 18? Make good questions and good statements, man. Verzi, again, text me. Want to see some footage of you? I'll give you an honest opinion. I need to see it. Okay. Everyone can hit harder if they have good mechanics. Defense is reaction time. Love the movement idea. Your big thing, guys, take this away from the video to answer the topic. If I'm going to go up against somebody bigger, so the tallest guy I ever fought, I need to post some of these. The tallest guy I ever fought was 6'7". I'm 5'10". 6'7", 267 was his weight. The biggest guy I ever fought was only like 6'3" and weighed a little over probably 330 pounds, I think he said. And he was bigger, of course, at that height. He wasn't like lean, but just really powerful, like a juggernaut just run at me. So obviously I wasn't as tall as one guy. I'm obviously not as big and don't have as much mass as the other guy. So we had to figure out how to 6'7". I don't even know why that's funny to me. The 6'7" comment. He was literally 6'7", like, so, okay. Anyway, so you have to use tactics that come into play. So first you want to build your attributes. So remember what that is. When you train, you build attributes. They are power, speed, timing, explosiveness, rhythm, reaction time. You build that. Then you drill skills. But without the reaction time and the timing and the drills, it's easy to say all this stuff. Yeah, just do this. No, it does not work like that. You have to drill it, train it until it's built in second nature, and then you can make it work. So there's a good question. Verzi, I bet you were using body shots. I don't know why it hid your comment there, buddy. Yeah, absolutely I was. Absolutely I was. So can I start boxing at 30? Yeah. So Wasim, here's the thing. What do you want to do? You want to compete? You want to be able to defend yourself? You want to train? Because the training is the fun part. Competing is nerve-wracking. But can you start? Yeah. For sure you could. Could you still be good? Yeah, for sure you can. But, you know, I would think through boxing competitively is when you learn what I've learned, there's a lot of brain damage. Danny, you're completely incorrect, man. I've seen people start. I got a guy he's 69 right now. He started when he was 46. And he's on our channel, go watch that guy hit pads with me. Now, he's not, he may be, we're working on this right now, first time mentioning it right now. He may be about to become the first 69-year-old to have his first pro fight. We're working on it in Virginia, and they're asking for all this medical stuff, but he can fight, and he's good. Now, is he Floyd Mayweather good? No, but to say you can't start is just not a educated move. If you're learning the right stuff, you can learn quickly. Now, the problem is, Danny, what would make you right is people waste, we just made a video on this, they waste 80% of their training time doing dumb stuff that doesn't help them at all. They're not reinforcing good fundamentals. They don't understand leverage, mechanics. They don't understand how to drill. They just show up at the gym. They jump rope. They hit the bag. They shadow box. They hit mitts with somebody that doesn't really know what they're doing. And yeah, they're wasting their time and they're never going to learn. When you have a format, a structure, a blueprint, you can get good. Example, Brooklyn wouldn't be a great example because he's younger, but Brooklyn's in his mid-20s. He's only been training for 8 months. He's on our channel with us doing drills, and my man looks like a pro. He's only been training for a couple months because he, of course, trains in our system. Everyone should box. And hey, if you're doing it just for training, absolutely. They do have potential. Man, I'm 59. Of course, I've been doing it for a while, but I haven't lost any speed. I train for it. If the money was right, I would fight again. Turned 30 this year, and I've always wanted to learn for health. Hey, great reason. So there's something about boxing and stay confident and bully and talk confident. Yep. Jason, I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina. All right, so I want to deal with that. Stay confident and talk. So guys, there's something else, and for health reasons. If I tell you this and you actually listen, it's really going to pay off later. Trust me, as somebody that just finished a 20-year test on myself. As you get older, and from boxing does it, getting older does it. You lose brain cells, okay? Not the way you think. You have brain cells that go dormant as you get a little bit older. As they go dormant, these are the brain cells that are helping with, they're called senescent brain cells. It's how fast you can react, how fast you can read like an incoming shot. So a lot of the older boxers look good on the pads, but they get pushed around. They look all sloppy. It's like, I don't know why nobody tells them you have to train to wake up your brain cells. Like, you're losing that stuff. Every time you get punched, as you get after 35, 40, they start to decline. Boxing training, if you're doing proper skill work, not just random boxing, what most people do, but if you're doing actual skill and drill work, you are waking up those brain cells. You are helping your brain stay healthy. Getting punched, unhealthy. Learning patterns and skills, very good for the brain. So when you're boxing, you're going to do strength training because you got to. You're going to get crazy good conditioning and interval training, got to. You're going to be training your brain because your brain is going to wake up to learn all of these patterns and keep you engaged. And stress relief. Man, when you're doing boxing, one of the greatest things, hitting mitts with somebody that knows what they're doing, you can't think of anything else, man. All you can think about is that. So all your stress, everything you're worried about is out the window when you're doing pad work. Man, we love that. The coolest thing, same thing you could say it for jiu-jitsu or other forms of martial arts, but boxing specifically, understanding, memorizing patterns, like developing reflexes, it's really healthy to wake up your brain cells. So for health, fitness, longevity, speed, reaction time, power, all you guys 30 and up, don't even hesitate. Start. Just find a good coach. And if you want a program to follow, we literally have a blueprint. We've got a free striker's guide out that the link will probably be in this video. But we also have fighterscollege.com. Just go. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Go look at the page. Just go look at the page, fighterscollege.com. Let me know if you have questions. See if it looks like something you'd like to know. It would help you. Or, look for a good coach. Let's see. Do you have drills playlist? Yeah. So Finn, I think you're in our program, right? If you are, there's tons of stuff in there, and I'm actually shooting some more this weekend, specifically combos. Yeah, we have a thing called Flow, and Flow is 30 base level combinations, and then we have hundreds of variations that you can throw, and they work for shadow boxing, bag work, partner drill, mitt drill, and they're sparring applicable. So pretty unique. Let's scroll right on in. Yeah, Verzi, that's what our app does. It's really easy to master. And if the money is right, I'll fight McGregor. If the money's right, but man, I hope you don't break your arms off. Same for me. Do you rank at all, sir? I think you meant JLFS. So I trained with Joe Louis privately for 25 years. I have my 6th degree black belt with Joe Louis. And then I've also, of course, I continue training after that time as well. And we've trained pro boxers, kickboxers, I have black belts in 6 different styles. I've been doing this for a long, long time. But the thing I've got with Joe Louis strike theory is I don't know what made me do this, but when we started training on day 1, we turned on a camera and we literally filmed every moment I had with Joe Louis, which is awesome because a lot of the stuff you see on the channel are my clips of seminars and private lessons of me and Joe Louis, which is really cool. So I share that with you guys all the time as much as I can. Mason, you're right, buddy. He wouldn't waste time with us. Okay. All right, guys, look, I hope you got something out of the video. If you did, make a comment. Now, I know when these lives are over, it doesn't really save all the comments, so I lose all this. I gave my cell phone earlier. If you have any questions, you can always just text me, and I'll help you if you want information on what we're doing. Would love it if you would subscribe to the channel, bounce around, start watching some of the videos. If we can help you with anything, that's what we're here for. We're going to keep providing all this training that we can for free. If you want us to put it together for you, like in our blueprints, that's what we get paid to do. Nobody can work for free all the time, obviously. Whatever you guys do for a living, I'm sure you get paid for it. You don't do it for free. We do a lot of free content value for you guys because what we're looking for are the ones who are like, I like how these guys talk. I want to see what their training's like. And then all we want you to do is just go look. Go look. And if you like it, great. We'll talk to you. If not, keep training and learning new stuff. Let's see. One last question. Also study. I don't know, man. It sounds like me and you need to talk, Verzi. You're asking some deeper questions. That's not something I want to answer right here because I need to know how deep are you into some of this stuff. I don't mean that in a bad way. Probably just ought to talk through it. It's a little random to answer on here. I don't think that one is going to have anything to do with the other. You should be able to switch that gear. Like if you ever saw the movie Over the Top with Stallone, every time he got ready to arm wrestle, he spun his head on backwards. You got to have something that changes the gears, man. Got to be able to change the gears. All right. Hey, guys, thanks for watching. Again, I'm Alan Branch from Glove Up. Please subscribe to the channel. Watch some of our other videos. Comment where you can. We love your feedback. When you have good questions, when you make good statements, observations, we're always trying to learn. We might learn something from you. You never know. But we encourage it. We definitely want it. If it's an ignorant comment, something stupid, it's going to get filtered out and deleted instantly. So don't waste your time. But anything that's relevant to the channel and has feedback or experience, stuff that you have, definitely we want to hear it. We appreciate you watching. Hands up, elbows in, chin down. Thank God every day you have the strength to go one more round.